Wow, I think Fitz is the only person to reference the 2004 Pistons other than myself. Wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on.
Thank you, Evan. That brightened my evening.
Well, I don't tie it.
I'm just going to go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Has
Not
to be.
pub more. I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man. That was a journey.
Fitzmagic in September is like one of the hottest athletes in the world.
So you want to talk about putting a team on your back? Luka is Larry Bird reincarnated. This man might get it done.
That's not even close.
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second. Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
10 seconds.
What is going on? Welcome to episode 117 at the pub. We got Dr. Fitz. No, what am I saying? Dr. Farner in here. Preacher Man Fitz. And the one, the only, Devontae Keith back in the pub, baby.
Me, baby.
let's go.
Hey, I love it. Keith, it's been a hot minute since you've been on, and we're just happy to have you back, dude. Tell the viewers, tell the watchers on the edge of the seat. How's life been for you, dude?
Life's good. I'm great. Same person, new address, all that stuff. Still out here in South Carolina. Still kicking it with my Florida School boys. Check us out. Happy, super happy that actual sports are on, aka football season is a go in Thursday. Already had a little taste with college football, so that was cool too. Had my heart attack pack already primed and raring to go, but otherwise, I'm just excited for sports, just sports in general.
Hey, exactly. Shout out to the boys for the Score Sports. We just love to see them. They gotta get back on the grind here. I know.
Oh, yeah, we got some stuff coming.
Yeah,
Getting
good.
back
You guys are
together.
cooking. The boys are back, baby. I love it. We're gonna talk about your pack, and we'll talk about our Mountaineers. We got a college football little miniature segment. We won't dive into it like we usually do on Saturdays and stuff. But we've been flipping the script since last time you joined us. So we like to start with a little fun fact, a little sports fact. Well, it's not Russell Wilson. I call this the father of fantasy. Year 1962, beautiful Oakland, California. The Oakland Raiders were still playing out there. And anybody know who created fantasy football?
Feels like a John Madden type thing, but it's probably not him.
A little bit before John Madden's time. So actually, this is inspired by my wife. We were laying in bed last night. She goes, "How did fantasy football get started?" And I was like, "That's a great question. I really don't know. Never would have guessed this." But the Oakland Raiders owner, Bill Winkenbach, I probably messed that name up. This is when the NFL and AFL were still split. The Raiders were the dead last team in the AFL. They had won 0 games the year before, 1961. They were in 1 game in 1962. Terrible organization, terrible team. And he's sitting there in a hotel, and the owner's like, "Why don't you do what the Yankees do? Just buy the best talent." And he was like, "Oh, that's not going to work." But they got the wheels turning. And he was like, "Well, what if we do a fantasy style league?" So you got a bunch of GMs and managers and even some coaches for the Raiders into a hotel lobby and says, "Look, we're going to create the first fantasy football league." And so they created it, and that was 1962. They'd have to have the lineup in by Thursday night. They did the scoring through newspapers, and they'd mail out or call the results on Tuesday. The very first pick, anybody want to take a guess what position that player played?
Running back.
Quarterback, running back. Jim Brown was the stud, but he was number 2 pick. Number 1 pick was a kicker.
No.
Wow.
Clearly not everybody knew the scoring and what was going on with it, but number 1 pick was a kicker. So this got me thinking, what is like, I don't know how I want to take this. What is one thing that's like such a simple invention, but it changed the way we look at sports? Because honestly, fantasy football changed the way we look at football. Now it makes every NFL game exciting, not just for your team. It's funny. There was a little segment that was like, we have to root for people to score against the Raiders. Well, yeah, if they're in your starting lineup, yeah. And that was kind of the mindset. And you're the owner of the Raiders, so it was a little weird. So Yeah, we'll go off that spin. What is something that just completely changed the game for sports, or maybe just in life in general for you?
I'm gonna go with highlight reels. I don't have that much attention for sports unless like I'm sitting there. But like there's everybody always have the compilations of older players. Like at one point there still is NBA Classic, but nobody would know about smaller players like Rod Strickland or somebody. Nobody would know about them had it not been for highlight reels and people bringing them up. Then like it's a whole basis of ESPN right now. Like that's what's keeping ESPN rolling. Just normal highlight reels on the cycle, damn near 24 hours a day. So I'm gonna go with highlight reels.
That's such a solid pick,
man. Even with that, as you were talking, I was thinking like even YouTube is just such a time capsule now that like you can watch. Like I remember like when COVID was going on and we didn't have March Madness, I just rewatched a bunch of Final Fours. I was like, oh, yeah, the Louisville-Houston Final Four game from '83 that was, supposedly one of the best ever. And I'm just watching it like it is crazy that you can just kind of time hop and just kind of peek in. So that's kind of how our generation has a unique look at sports.
I like that one too. That's a good, solid answers.
I think sports gambling has got to be up there.
You dirty dog.
Did I take yours? I figured I would. It's wow. I mean, lots of podcasts. I mean, they even have shows on network now that talk strictly about the lines and over-unders. And the more it's legalized in the States, it's only going to get more and more prominent. So I think that similar to the same vein as fantasy. You watch a football game now and you might have a couple different bets just on the game alone, not just the outcome, but stats or scores or penalties or whatever.
Dude, it's got me caring about German soccer. like Division III lacrosse or whatever you can put money on. It's got me caring. You're absolutely right. And what's crazy is those three things, YouTube, highlight reels, and betting, that all came about during like our lifetime. We've seen it. There's that old Office quote. I wish we knew we were in the good old days while living in the good old days. And that's what we are. We're in the golden age of sports. So it's really dope. Yeah. Damn. Like you guys literally took my first, second, and third. I'm left with nothing here. Maybe alternate jerseys and helmets just because they look cool, but that's
uniform
honorable mention. Yeah, I love uniforms. So
I will say, I guess an honorable mention would be trading cards, sports cards in particular. I gotta say it. I was just looking at autographs. They have cards now where they will take patches of jerseys and put them in cards with autographs. And I think the sports card market is way beyond me, but it is like a drop in the bucket when you think of all these rookie autos and you have a lot of people speculating, how's this TJ Hawkinson auto going to sell in 3 or 4 years? Like, is he going to blow up or is he going to be a dud? So I think that could be a different vein, but, sports cards in general could be interesting.
So you take mine and you just leave yours hanging there as honorable mention.
Well, but y'all also lift up things that are like kind of timeless. I mean, how long has gambling been in sports? How long has like sports cards been a thing? And I don't know. It's like, because I was even thinking of just the thread is like what changed sports? It's like radio. It's like when radio came out, like, way back, like baseball and boxing were probably like the two biggies for some reason. And like football, I don't know. I feel like it was tied with, maybe it wasn't as great for radio, but it was more of just like the TV changed football. It's like once we were watching on TV, it's like, oh my gosh, football's such a great TV sport. So that's when that kind of took over. I feel like basketball as well. It's like basketball is just too fast paced for radio, but like once TV, was a thing, that took off well. And I don't know. I don't know if there's, I still listen to games on radio sometimes, but I feel like that's kind of dying. I feel like there needs to be something. There's something that's gonna happen, and I can't really foresee it.
The Oculus, you're just in the arena 3D.
Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah.
It'd be like the Michael Vick ride turned to life from that Nike commercial.
Oh,
Spin move.
classic. On the same thing, I was just thinking video games too, because with apparently this was a thing when we were coming up with NFL 2K, whatever, you had like a first person view.
Yes.
And like now they have Oculus and they just brought it back. And I keep thinking like we had so much awesome stuff back in the day. Why did they just stop doing it? But even with video games and stuff, I know as you can see, I'm wearing the Mariners hat. I'm a Mariners fan now. But like in between seasons where you have like that little dead period, no sports, like what do? That's when you kind of pick up the sticks and play online again. So it's like sports are never really away. Like back in the day, they had to wait. I guess they played sports like good, healthy Americans do. But now we get to just sit there and play them and pretend that we're playing. So I think it's a pretty good thing for them, especially with the Madden ratings adjusters. Like that's a new job now. So
yeah.
Video games creating jobs and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
You got Ocho Cinco and Steve Smith just talking shit to rookie wideouts like, yeah, you're a 98 now.
Like they know what they're talking about. So
yeah, I love it.
Only be but so mad, but I think that's pretty cool. The fact they let former players do that, getting former players involved in commentating and all this stuff. That's
a big, like, especially like people with like huge insight, like Tony Romo. That's amazing just to see that. And I know Tim loves Tony Romo and all.
I like him in the booth on the field.
Yeah.
Luggage.
Hey, fair enough. Hey, shout out to the boy Caleb. He loves the old heads. So I know we just bashed your Cowboys there for a second. But Caleb, we're glad you caught it live, brother. And we'll have to get you on here too sometime. All right. So we're going to move away from football. We're going to come back to it. This episode's packed with football, college, and pros. But big news coming out of MLB, especially the minor leagues. Jeremy Doughty, former Oakland A's, former journeyman in the minor league series. He's going to come on next week, chop it up with us. Minor leagues are going to get together, and they're going to unionize. They just passed the motion today. More than 50% wants to create a union for minor leagues. They were in the news, last summer, that they just get mistreated. They're not paid well. We had Jeremy Downey. He told us some horror stories of staying in some really sketchy-ass hotels with rodents and gunshots going on left and right, while someone who spends a day in the minor leagues who's got a $5 million contract is like, all right, see you guys later. It sucks. But they're going to unionize to get better rights, to get more pay, to get treated well, hopefully get team transportation to places and better just living wages, because there's like 7 of them living in his apartment at one point, he was saying. So really dope news coming out of the minor league. What's your all's thoughts here?
Minor leagues have blown up for me personally. Like I'm pretty sure for regular baseball fans, minor leagues have always been a thing. But I know even coming from North Carolina, it's been an increase of people that go to like Durham Bulls games and the Mudcats games. And even now, like I'm here in Myrtle Beach, and the Pelicans are big here, and like they're now. And on your like tail with like uniforms and stuff like that, I've seen a lot of minor league hats getting a lot more sales. Like they cost $50 now. I'm thinking like there's no way this has always been a thing. So I don't know what they've been doing for marketing for minor leagues in general, but they deserve it. I'm glad they're getting the attention they deserve. Plus, minor league players have been blowing up in the big leagues now. So I think that makes a lot more sense too.
Absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head. Like I remember during COVID, we had Sam Fisher, Asheville Torres's like general manager, player operations. And she was like, hey, we're just going to sell like stuff since we're not doing it. And it was like all like cool stuff. Like instead of Asheville City, it said Beer City on it. And it was, just the beer jerseys and that type of stuff. And I was like, yo, you guys are selling some of the best looking uniforms and hats that people can buy, and they're going to pay top dollar for it. Like you said, $50 a hat. I don't think I see a Cincinnati Reds hat for $50.
I think it's a great move. I mean, I'd be interested to see Jeremy's insight on it, but like from the outsider's perspective, it sounds like it could really get some things done for their league. And it's the wealth of riches in the MLB, all these farm teams, right? These, because most major league teams have a farm team in the minors. Is that my understanding? Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Just about. Yeah.
There has to be some sort of agreement to. I mean, you just said it, Parker. This guy just, oh yeah, here's $5 million. We're gonna bring you up. What if you had just $5 million for just the entirety of the league? Like that's got to be an improvement. So like there has to be some sort of almost like a siphon of a little bit of cash from these huge organizations to these minor league teams. But that's I don't know. That's probably la la land. I'm curious to see what Jeremy's opinion is on everything. It'd be very
Do
interesting.
they not do major league teams just not give them any sort of resources like any old bats and balls or something?
Yeah, there's got to be something.
I don't think so, and it's just wild to think about. Like you only get $2,000 a month, and you're only paid from what, like June to October?
A month? Whew.
Or not a month. Sorry, yeah, a month. Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah, me and Keith teachers, we make more than that. And like, barely, but we make more than that. Like, come on.
No, don't spill the beans.
Yeah.
Might be too much now.
Yeah. Just wild, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're getting some fighting for him. I know it's scary to unionize. That's always a scary thing because then, you could have lockouts and that type of stuff. But I think it's the right thing for these guys to do because there's so many people that are suffering and they have nothing. What else do you have to lose?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, I think it'll put the fire to some people's feet, and hopefully it can improve the league for these players who will hopefully, see the big lights.
Exactly. 100%. Fitz, anything to add to it?
I got nothing. This is not my topic.
Hey, perfect. Let's move to a topic. I don't think it's gonna be your topic either, but maybe you do like a little pop culture here, so maybe you'll tease me. Just announced today, October 29th, we've got a boxing match. Jake Paul will fight.
Oh my!
Drum roll here. You guessed it. Someone twice his age, Anderson Silva.
Oh.
So Anderson Silva, former heavyweight champion in the UFC, phenomenal fighter. But he's 47 years old. Jake Paul's 25. Silva has been really retired. He boxed. He's had 1 or 2 boxing matches under his belt. I can't remember what. He's not known for a striker. He's a submission guy with tons and tons of kickboxing and Muay Thai under his belt. But he was never a huge striker up on his feet. I don't know about you guys, but either shit or get off the pot if I'm Jake Paul. Fight someone who's going to give you a challenge or get out because I don't want to see it anymore. What's your all's take?
Same. I'm not much of a fight watcher. When I first saw that Jake Paul was actually getting in the ring and then seeing all this stuff, it pissed me off because I'm like, Jake Paul, the guy from YouTube, and forget YouTube, from Vine, to being like fighting people that are supposed to be our heroes and knocking them down and making like millennials look stupid, like, oh, this dude Jake Paul, blah blah blah. Granted, I'm pretty sure Jake Paul is our age, but it's like he's like a Gen Z hero, so it pissed me off even more because it's like, oh god, him and his brother, forget his brother too,
Logan.
both of them.
I like it.
Yeah, that was my initial thought, Parker, was like, I always think, when I think Anderson Silva, I think of like kicks to the jaw or kicks to the shin, or like he definitely utilizes the ground pound kind of. It was striking. I don't know. It's like, I just, that's all I can do is just,
Well, see, if Jake Paul, if he gets kicked in the face, I'd probably have more respect for him. Like in this fight, like if he, like that's the thing, is like it won't happen. But when we actually see one of them fight, like for real, I feel like I can be like, all right, all jokes aside, like I have respect for him now. But I know it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. They're going to keep cherry picking these old heads who want a couple extra bucks and another, like, I don't know, 50 minutes in the prime time. But and then everyone, all the Gen Zers are going to be coming and say, Jake Paul's a legit fighter.
When he stops his podcast and just gets in the gym and just like doesn't say anything, I'll respect him like a smidge. I'll give him a little bit, but like until that point, I don't see it. He can be. I'll give it to him. I didn't know he was as big as he was, like size wise, but yeah, I'm over it now. It feels like wrestling. Like when I found out that wrestling was I'm not gonna say it because somebody's feelings might get hurt. But like when wrestling wasn't what I thought it was,
Yeah,
that's what it feels like. It's starting to be with MMA and all this stuff. So it's like people don't want to fight no more. We just want to act. So no.
That's a good point. Yeah, I agree. I think the only old head that I give him credit for is stepping in the ring, Mike Tyson. Because Mike Tyson is still about that life, I feel like.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
But like that's the only old head. Like even Holyfield, all these other cats, like, no.
Would you consider McGregor an old head?
No, McGregor's not a boxer.
Okay.
And
so he wouldn't. Yeah.
Either get somebody real boxing or just shut up. And like I love McGregor and what he did with Floyd was awesome, but that was a dance. That was all about making money. Like what Keith was saying, like it's a show. It wasn't really a sport for him. Hey, let's get paid here. We'll talk some shit in the media and then we'll get paid.
Does Jake Paul want to be a boxer or an MMA fighter, or is he like one of the ones that's trying to do it all?
I think it's just a boxer because his brother's the WWE guy, right? He wants to walk in the WWE. Ryan Paul.
When did that happen?
Yeah.
He showed up at WrestleMania. Apparently, he impressed a lot of people. I haven't seen it. I don't know. I give him credit. They're both athletic as hell.
Yeah, apparently.
But I don't know.
It's just weird. I just saw a trailer for The Rock is going to be in a superhero movie, in a DC movie. I was just like, how crazy is like The Rock? Like used to be WWE, now he's like an actor.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, is that going to be Logan Paul? Like after this run,
But it's like the opposite.
He's actually going to start being in movies and stuff, and like not like the Vine and YouTube famous. Like Logan Paul is going to be in a superhero movie in like 15 years.
Somebody's dumb enough to pay him for that.
I'll give it 3. I think 15 is a lot. I'm gonna give him 3.
Yeah,
things like that. Like when somebody is popular, somehow they'll put them in somebody's silver screen. But yeah, that whole WWE to movie pipeline. Because if I remember Hulk Hogan had a movie, and then Stone Cold was in, and The Rock or something was in that. It was some movie about like it was Twisted Metal, but with cars, and I don't know. It was a cool movie at the time. But yeah, they just put all the wrestlers in movies, I guess, because it's all acting. So I guess they figured that's all you need to do.
Hey, that pipeline's for real. I agree with you. John Cena, Kane were in a couple movies. Yeah. All right, let's move to a little college football here. We're going to talk about some key games from last Saturday and this past weekend. We won't touch any of the future upcoming games, but we'll start with Sunday night's game. I don't know if you guys Monday night's game. LSU and Florida State. Florida State wins by 1 point. They blocked the extra point. Brian Kelly's debut is ruined. A lot of people were thinking, hey, LSU is the real dog here. LSU is going to go out there and put it on Florida State. This was played in New Orleans, right down the road from LSU. Florida State had an up and down year. Last year, I know our boy Jeff from Smack Apparel was really big on him. His wife went there, and so he's an adopted Florida State fan. But he was the only one when we talked about it. I was like, yeah, Florida State, they'll get it done. And I was like, that's your bias talking. I think you're full of shit right now. Apparently not. LSU, they might be in some trouble here anytime you lose to Florida State. What's your all's thoughts on this game?
I'm a believer in Jordan Travis. I thought he did pretty well last year, and I expected more out of him this year. As far as the rest of Florida State's team, I don't know anybody. And then when that all the news came out about Miles Brennan saying, like, I'm not playing football, thank you for the money.
Yeah.
And Brian Kelly, coupled with not having a senior, I guess, quarterback. Then this is the first time he's being proven, and he's with the SEC team against an actual ACC team. So he's in actual conference play in the beginning of the year. I wasn't much of a believer. He was already weird to begin with the whole thing. So I think that's just karma coming back to like humble him. So maybe they'll bring it back. But personally, I'm not expecting too much out of LSU. I mean, at this point, I think it's just optics. Like it's LSU. We all know about the Go Tigers, all that stuff. It's Go Tigers now. So,
Yeah, he was faking a Southern accent. I don't know if you saw it, but like, Notre Dame transferred to Florida State offensive linemen. They're celebrating the win. Just a bunch of hogs holding up the one, and the caption was, No fake accents here.
Ah,
Love it.
love the pettiness.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, I don't know. I think people are being hard on LSU, but they really should have taken it overtime, right? I mean, they basically scored. You know, they drove the field when everyone's like, "Oh, they're done."
Mhm.
Drove the field, scored late minute, and then just missed an extra point. So it's a weird way to lose. I don't know why everyone's like, in your face, LSU or whatever. It's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I think it's too early to tell with college football for a lot of this. Like if Florida State continues to have success, LSU does. I mean, I don't think they're both like borderline top 25, I would think. But again, who knows?
Yeah, true. Tim?
Touching on what Devontae talked about, I can't remember what podcast it was. One of the 117 episodes that we did, we talked about crazy fan bases, and we all, I think, unanimously agreed college ball is way crazier than NFL. People are calling for Brian Kelly to be done, and it's been one game, and it is crazy. Like, I get, like, there's a lot of hype around it, and it's LSU, but, like, to lose to a good team by 1 point, and people are like, get him out of here.
Dead.
He's dead. We want someone else. It's like, oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know, but he's probably getting death threats or something. There's going to be something in the news
100%.
that comes out that says Brian Kelly's receiving death threats after the FSU. It's like, what? This is college football. Come on.
And the SEC. Welcome to the SEC, baby.
Yeah. He's
You jump out of there quick.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Tim. And it's wild to think about. I just think, like, we look at the cringe stuff he's done. Like, there's been reports he's just a dick of a person. He's not a good person. Like, not like he called his GAs for a Christmas party when he was at Cincinnati. And was like, oh, we gonna come? He's like, yeah, no, shovel my driveway. Guests want to come in and out. Like, just not a good guy. I think in general, he doesn't win big games. The fake Southern accent, and then the dancing with the recruit that he lost to Alabama, just not a good look. Yeah,
creepy.
But he's honestly, he's gonna get you 11-10 wins. Like he knows how to win. He's a decent coach, terrible human being, but good coach. I feel like
just like Dabo.
They all suck, man.
All right, Utah. Number 7, Utah loses in the swamp to Florida 29-26. A lot of books lost. Made a lot of money because everybody picked Utah. Everybody was riding the Utes on this one. They're ranked number 7. They're coming off that amazing bowl game against Ohio State last year. They've returned 19 out of 22 starters. Richardson and the Gators said, not so fast. This is our home turf and we're defending it. Man. Thoughts on this one?
That sucks. I was pulling for Utah. Just pulling for someone to represent the Pac-12 in the 4 teams.
Yeah, because it wasn't Oregon.
Yeah. I'm a Anthony Richardson truther. Like, that man is the truth. And then I remember, like, Utah, Pat, they were pretty good coming out the West, but I don't know. They say the swamp is the place. It's a scary place to be, and it's the beginning of the season. They actually have hope with a new quarterback. I saw something. I think it was on TikTok or something. The Throw God, whatever you call his name. He was talking bad about Emory Jones. That was the quarterback last year, right? Emory Jones. Mm-hmm. He was like, he's out. He called him Erica Badu or something weird like that. But anyway, he said he's finally out of there, and we got Anthony Richardson. So, like, you hear stuff like that. You do your research. This dude is huge, and, like, he's making plays. Like, this guy might be it. I mean, if the rest of his team isn't in, he's the one. So we'll see if he ends up being who they thought Cam Newton would be before the laptops hit the big screen. We'll see. I'm excited to watch it. Like, we talked about those highlight reels. I'm excited to see his for this season.
I totally agree with you. All right. Now this one, we're going to talk about a lot of offensive points here in a second. But this one, defense was rolling. South Dakota State, Iowa, 7-3 is the final score. 7-3.
I know you were hyped to see that.
And you're thinking Iowa touchdown, not so fast. A field goal and 2 safeties.
Oh my
no
God.
touchdowns were scored in this game.
Good night.
Wow.
South Dakota State Adam Vinatieri, famous alumni from there. They're a great program. Don't get me wrong. But Iowa, they're supposed to be the real deal. They're supposed to, hey, we can make a run for this thing. We're blue collar, Midwest team. We're going to get done. 7-3, corn-fed. Not a good look for Iowa and Hawkeye fans. Tim, your boy TJ Hawkinson, former Hawkeye. A lot of talent from Iowa. This is rough, man. This is a rough look for him.
Man, complete opposite of the App State Chapel Hill game where it was just a basketball score. This is like a hockey score, 7-3. It's like, what? It's like, what am I watching? It's crazy.
You said 2 safeties and a field goal.
Correct.
Two safeties in the same game, man.
In the second half, a third and fourth.
Oh, that's rough. Somebody had some heels to do. God almighty.
Jeez, talk about. I mean, there were some pretty exciting games this week. This would be miserable to watch. Like, if you were a fan of either of these teams, I think you could. I mean, you could stomach it, but like just being an average viewer, if you turn this on, you'd be like, "Oh my god, I can't turn it, turn it! I can't see it anymore." That's awful.
But I can't remember Iowa being a high-powered offense since Sean Green, and that was like when I was in high school. Since then,
right?
Like ground and pound, however many points they can get. Got the corn-fed linemen, but linemen can't. They can get interceptions, but they usually don't. So it's like I feel like they've always been a defensive team for a while. So this isn't surprising, but the fact that they couldn't score on a I mean, that kind of says a lot for South Dakota State. They won't punks about it. So,
yeah.
I would hate to be in those stands, too, because imagine just going to this game in general, like, period.
You're hyped up.
Like, you're excited to go to this game. And then you sitting here like, well, we get to see how good these punters are. And good out. Hey, special teams. When you said it before, special teams can win games. So
that's right.
Championships and special teams win battles, I guess. Yeah.
Yo, wow. Imagine like everybody in that stadium like, this game sucks. That one defensive heavy guy like, let's go. That's what I woke up for, baby.
Right.
I will say sometimes those games hit different. Like if it's like a snow game or like like a rain game or something, I don't mind like a little low scoring defensive struggle. But I guess imagine this. Usually, like it's the NFL. Like I'm like I can handle like some hard nosed NFL defenses. But I imagine this game was more like offensive miscues and just like not really, just not moving the ball at all. Yeah, sloppy. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to in-state and stay in-state for our last two games here. North Carolina State, your alma mater, Wolfpack, ranked number 13.
Back in the air. I gotta say, if you go back, maybe our last episode with For the Score, everybody, all the real Pack boys were confident. They were like, "Yeah, we're about to roll over them." And I keep thinking, like, I'm a little bit deeper in this game than you are. Like, I'm confident in them, but like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. And I remember telling in one of our episodes that like, are y'all not? It's the same one actually. I was like, are y'all not nervous about this 13 ranking? They were like, no. And I was like, all right. So we're watching the game. I actually watched it in Charlotte. And it's crazy, too, because I had a vintage Gator Bowl shirt. So I was like, oh, it's game day. I'm going to wear my Gator Bowl shirt. And I'm thinking, when they played Florida, and I forgot, like, damn, they lost that game. Come to find out, they probably should have lost against ECU, which knocked them down 5 spots to 18, which I'm not mad at, but I'm like, dang, like, so you got Alabama playing Utah State, they playing these candy-ass teams. And we win our game, but it's all good. I'm kind of scared for the rest of the season. Like, ECU has gotten better, and I don't think people have realized that. Like, year after year, they've gotten better. They've always been pretty tenacious on defense. It's just, it didn't come together, but they must have figured something out for this season and put it on NC State. God, I will say I didn't know the running backs at first. I was like, what's going on? I couldn't watch the game at first, and I saw Thayer Thomas had some throws. I didn't know what happened. So I guess they were like, oh, we're just going to play with them a little bit. And I guess that was a mistake. So hopefully they bounce back against Charleston Southern. I'm even scared about that because who knows?
It's a good bounce back game. You're at home. I mean, Greenville's a different place to play. It's hot. It's nasty. The fans are nasty in there.
2-5.
Yeah, it's a missed extra point, not even blocked, a missed extra point, and then a missed field goal when time expires. Like, just tough look for ECU fans.
That goal line stand, that hurt my feelings bad. I'm thinking it's literally just a few inches, just push. They couldn't get that push, and I'm thinking like we returned a lot of starters on the offensive line, and for them to not get that goal line stand, I'm like, man, I am not. Of course, I'm a lineman guy, so I saw that, and I'm like, this is not good. We gotta do something. Gotta get some of Mike's secret stuff in them linemen and get some fire up under the tails a little bit.
Hey, that's right. Tim Fitz, any thoughts here?
I didn't watch it because we were watching the app game. I was keeping close tabs on it. It was 21-14, I think, and it was close. But then everything happened in the fourth quarter of the app game because I was about to turn it to the state game. I was like, oh, I can't do it. So I didn't get to watch the ending, but I kind of caught the highlights. I think, like you were saying, Devontae, I think ECU is an underrated. I wouldn't say criminally underrated, but I think they're a really good program. They'll give these schools run for their money, and this is part of one of the close games that we watched. Well, I didn't watch, but most people watched this weekend, and I mean, cardiac pack. They're living to it, man. It's cardiac pack.
Yeah. All right, now it's time for us to play our small violin here and feel sorry for ourselves. I don't know about you guys. App UNC, I was so confident we would win. Like, I was like, it's going to be close. It's going to be a good game, but we're going to win. We're at the Rock. They don't have a chance. Our offense is 20 times better than their offense. Defense, I feel decent about it. Like, we're going to roll these guys. Here come the fourth quarter. It'll be a close game up to the fourth. I was wrong. 63-61. UNC wins. And I was at the game. Dev was at the game, which she was on. But I had the most positive pollies around me. And they're like, it's okay. We're going to be all right. We're going to win. And I'm sitting there just mad as shit, just like looking at it. And then the fourth quarter happens. We're like, things are starting to click. And we tie it. Or I thought we would. We're down by 1. I'm thinking, kick the ball. Kick the ball. They go for 2, man. I was so mad. I had this like dad of a 2 behind me. He was like, well, that's the best call we could have made there. And it took every ounce of me to be like, shut the fuck up. I did it, but it took every ounce of me not to. Oh, I was so mad.
No, the play I was most mad about was we finally, I can't remember if we tied or we got within 1 score again. I think that's what it was because we were down. We got within 1 score. We've got Tar Heels on like a 3rd and 8, and they're just outside of field goal range. And we just bring like a jail blitz.
Yeah.
We bring like 3 guys. And I'm just like, on 3rd and 8, like it was just like, dude was wide open. I'm like, don't bail him out. Like, make him. So that was the play I was just fuming. I was like, oh.
Somebody had money on the game. Like, one of y'all's coaching staff had money on the game.
Yo, that DC.
Because, yeah, bro, like, this was a lot. Obviously, I didn't watch the game, but I was keeping up on, like, the box score. Chase Bryce with 6 of them things. I was like, this guy is for real. Like, he is on a revenge tour. And I really, 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 really wanted it for App State just because, pack all day. But, I mean, I guess they just slid by. And then I saw, like, that final, like, 2-point conversion play. What was y'all's thoughts on that? Because, like, I just saw the highlight reel of, like, what happened. I was like, I kept looking. I was like, well, you faked it, and like somebody curled in. He could at least try to catch it between the stops or some shit. It's like, what do y'all think about that?
Are you talking about the final 2-point play?
The final, like to end the game.
Oh man, I don't know.
I hate a rollout on a 2-point conversion. That's my pet peeve. Is like when they go for 2, whether it's NFL or college. I hate the rollout because I feel like it just contains you to one side of the field
in half. Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I've seen it work is with Russell Wilson and the Seahawks when they rolled right Russell ran backwards 20 yards, flung it the other end of the end zone, and someone caught it there. That's the only time.
Like that just yet.
It was like a wish and a
That's the only
prayer.
time it'll work on plays like that. If you can if you're fast enough to somehow reverse field and you get an extra wide receiver block, you're good money. But like if you just stand there, right there, the pylon and the sideline is, I don't know, man. You just gotta lower your shoulder, and I guess like, well, I got the rest of the season. I need my shoulder, so
yeah. But Chase Bryce played his balls off. The app offense played the balls off. Even the defense, I think that's just the DC put him in some bad situations, and Coach Clark without the go instead of kicking it with momentum on your side. I don't know.
We lost a lot of pieces on our defense too.
We did, but I'm proud as hell of our boys. Just
how many of those guys are on 53-man rosters now?
Yeah, Drake Mays on the other play. He played his balls off for UNC, and I don't know how DC makes in the locker room. They should have been fired.
Do y'all think Drink would have won y'all this game?
Absolutely. Yeah.
But would he put up as many like points as this? You think so?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know if Drink would win. Does he kick it? That's my thing. If he kicks it, he wins it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Clark. I know a lot of players like him. He's a player's coach. I'm here for him. He's been part of the program a long time. But a lot of people are giving him bad rep. I just think he made a bad decision. He hasn't been a head coach for more than a year. I think it's just a bad decision.
I think the second to last 2-point conversion play was beautiful. It was butter. He was wide open. I was actually the idiot calling for. I was like, do the same play. Do the same freaking play. Because it was wide open and you have options. I mean, if for some reason he's covered, Chase has the pylon. There was no one in front of him. And I was like, do the same play. It was and we got a rollout. So
it was a beautiful play. Like I'm gonna steal it and put it in my playbook because it's a beautiful play. It's just bad decision. I don't know. We could go back and forth. Me and Keith, we both coach and we both know I don't want the stress of that 99.9% of that job.
No.
But that one play, maybe I like the stress of that one, but I don't want the other ones. Like, no, yeah. All right. And then, of course, Caleb has his comments. Sorry. State has an embarrassing showing. Sorry, Keith.
He's just a hater. We all good. It's all good. We bounce back every time.
And then Drake May over Devin Larry.
Yeah, Drake May played well.
Yeah, he did.
I do think. Shout out to him.
Kind of guess. Not too much of my boy Dev. Big fake Dev. It's all good, man, because there's a bunch of weeks left in college football. There's a bunch of games left. I was just thinking about it. 2026, man. State going against the Nears. I don't know how long that's been or if that's even been a game, but hopefully we're not too old to see that in person.
Yeah, it's going to be raw. It's going to be fun. I'm excited for it. We got a home, and away. Is that right? Or sorry. Home, away, and then neutral, I think is what they signed. I could be wrong. But it'll be exciting to see. Yeah. All right. NFL time. Let's roll into it. All right. I don't have the audio. It never fails. Thursday night football. It's back. Fantasy. Start your lineups now. Get them in. Don't forget. Make Bill Walkenberger Bach happy. I just mispronounced his name even worse that time. Thursday night football. The founder of fantasy.
Oh, that guy. Yeah.
Bill, our boy Bill. All right. Get all your apparel from Smack Apparel. Rep your favorite teams, all that good stuff. Use Pub17 for 17% off. And that's our ad read. And we're going to roll into it. All right. This game, a lot of people are excited for. Bills, Rams, Buffalo, 2.5-point favorite. Over-under set 52.5. Josh Allen versus Stafford. Who's your all's pick? We're going to go Keith, Tim, Fitz, and then me. That'll be the order we rock with.
Shoot. I'm going to roll with the other Matt from the other side of Georgia. Big Steph. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what to expect out of the Rams now just because they didn't really change much from the Super Bowl to me. They didn't change much. They got Cam Akers is back healthy, which I love to see that. Loved him at Florida State. Hated to see him go down the times they did go down. Still got Cooper Kupp. They brought in Allen Robinson, so like I want to see like what that does for their offense. But defensively, I don't know what to expect, but I'll still roll with the Rams. I think Sean McVay has some tricks up his sleeve, or he'll at least milk the clock at the very least. So I got the Rams. Let me see. Let me give a score. I'm gonna say 24-20.
Stepping up, taking the under, setting a score. I like it, Keith.
I'm going the Rams as well. I think them they lost Von Miller, right? But they added Bobby Wagner, so it's kind of a
Oh, I forgot about that.
yeah, it's kind of who you gonna pick with that. I think their defense is still stacked. As long as Aaron Donald has 2 helmets in his hand, he can take out anyone. I'm going Rams. I'm going the over. I think it's going to be a ball out, but Rams are going to win.
You stole my setup, Tim.
They're going to take him through the table. Bills are going to try to put him through the table. Rams are just going to reverse suplex him right over the table.
Wow, the table.
I hate you.
It's a great matchup. It's a great way to start NFL season. Just kind of what I'd like to watch is Jalen Ramsey versus Stephon Diggs. I feel like that's going to be a chess match or a battle within the game. The other player, Devontae, kind of stole my thunder. I'm excited to see Allen Robinson. I think he could really have a coming out year. He kind of had some in Chicago, but I feel like now he's got a QB who can put him in position. And the other guy I'm looking forward to is with the Bills, James Cook. And I don't know how involved he's going to be as a rookie early on, but the Bills have been trying to figure out, like, all right, it almost feels like we're just not going to run the football, even though with Devin Singletary and whoever they drafted. I can't even remember his name. The guy they drafted a couple years ago. But yeah, I'd like to see James Cook and if he's going to be a weapon in this offense. All that being said, I'll take the Bills. Why not? I feel like everyone's just giving it to the Rams. I thought the AFC was actually stronger than the NFC last year, and somehow the Bengals just kind of spoiled everyone's party. But I'll take the Bills in this one.
You mean Zach Moss? Is that who you're thinking of?
Zach Moss, yeah, he's trash.
I wasn't sure.
Dang.
You know, man, the Bills defense got beefed up with Vaughn. They're feeling good. Super Bowl hangover for LA. Yeah, give me the Bills. I'm taking them. Put them through the table, baby. I'm sorry, Stafford. Sorry, Tim. I love Matty Staff, but Josh Allen, man, he's the best damn quarterback not named Joe Burrow.
You forgot Jameis Winston.
I definitely did not forget him. Caleb said Von Miller seals the deal for him, sacking Stafford 30-28. He's taking over as well.
He's not on the team. Wait.
Oh, he's on the Bills now. Remember?
He's on the Bills.
I thought he was on the Chargers for some reason.
He hopped to a real winner.
Lil Mac.
Okay.
I can't
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Well, your boy. Let's talk about him. Famous Jameis, taking on Marcus Mariota. Pete, this is your team, the Atlanta Falcons. Over under set 42.5. Atlanta 5.5 point favorite.
No, are you kidding me?
Well, look,
stupid.
I need to go ahead and throw this out. People have been talking about this is the worst roster in the NFL right now. Like the Bears don't exist. Past that point, this is literally the same roster from last year that put up 7 wins. I don't want to hear it. The only thing that's missing is Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has gone over to greener pastures in Indianapolis. Suckier city, but better team. So I'm happy for him. Now I'm ready to roll, ready to see what this team has to offer. Just found out that Drake London got the nod for wide receiver 1, and Mide Zacchaeus got the nod for wide receiver number 2, and we still got Pitts. Defense, I don't know what happens there, but you know what? I still got to roll with it. I'm gonna stick by my boys, and I'm gonna give him. I don't know what the score might be. I'm gonna give him. Oh, you know what? 31-20. No, heck no, that's too much. 20-17 off the wings of love from Young Wei Koo. another game.
Ooh,
Young way
I
cool.
like it. And
Falcons.
I apologize. I think I was so excited Keith was coming on. I typoed this and I misspoke. New Orleans is the 5.5-point favorite, not Atlanta.
Oh gosh, I was about
Wow.
to say, jeez. That gave me the biggest scare. I was like, no.
Keith, I was just so excited you're coming on. I was like, I'm
No,
gonna hype Atlanta
it's
up.
all good. I was like, I was like, why is ATL right there? I'll just roll with it.
Hey, that's a boy. You're down with riding with
Yeah,
boys.
like I'll roll with it. I mean, I don't know what type of. I don't have good or bad expectations of the team. I just have expectations. Like I don't know at this point. I feel a little bit more optimistic than I did last year, just because Matt Ryan. This was probably one of his worst years last year, but like the fact he pulled out 7 games, that's ridiculous to me. And for people to say like, oh, they're a terrible team. So like either way, miracles happen every day. So I believe in this miracle coming up on Sunday.
I'm going to go ahead and I got to roll with my boy Jameis.
Famous.
Dang, he just said LOL at you. I don't know if that was at Parker or what that was.
I think that was at Keith. I don't know. Who knows?
So I got to go with famous Jameis. You guys know I'm pretty high on him. I think he's going to have a great year. I will say, though, I think Desmond Ridder, I think the Atlanta team did a great job with getting 2 complementary quarterbacks. Marcus Mariota, my concern with him is just durability. Like I was watching the Lions preseason game and he just ran a lot. And I don't know if that's so much like the receivers couldn't get separation or if it was design runs or what, but he took some hits. And so, but Desmond Ridder, he's good. I think he's going to be pretty good. So I'm going with the Saints, but I think the Falcons are going to surprise some people with their offense. I'm taking you over, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm really glad you caught that mistake because I was like, man, if the Saints are an underdog, that would be my that would about be my parlay pick. I like the Saints defense, and I think they've got a lot of veterans in that. I had to pull up their depth chart just to remember this. I mean, Cameron Jordan, Demario Davis is probably their vocal linebacker, and then they got the Honey Badger, which I'd forgotten about. But I like the Saints I like their defense. Kamara is not going to be suspended, it's looking like, so that's going to help them. And then Jameis has weapons. I think it depends if Michael Thomas can get back, and then Chris Olave could be the explosive rookie receiver that's been just kind of trending in the NFL the last couple of years as just a rookie. He just kind of emerges. I think it could be Chris Olave. So I like the Saints a lot. I think they could even spoil the Bucs party this year. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself. But I'll take the Saints.
Oof. Yeah. This is tough for me. I really like what the Falcons have on offense. I just don't know what they have on defense. Keith, I was hoping you were going to sell me on the Atlanta defense.
Debo is on IR since we couldn't get him on a trade. Rashawn Evans, that used to play for the Titans, is him and Michael Walker in the middle. Then you have Zoe Carter, who was one of the sack leaders with the Giants. On the other end, we have Ade Oken, whatever the hell. But also, we still got A.J. Allen on the other side, and then we have Casey Hayward, old Casey Hayward. So it's like it's a lot of. I feel like those teams where like you put them on there and like they're gonna get a lot of contracts based on this season. This is one of those seasons for Atlanta because we didn't have any money, so we're like, let's see if we can get some of these guys paid, work out some trades, finesse a little bit. But yeah, this is like. We call them the replacements or something like that. So we'll believe.
Fair enough. All right, I'm gonna take the Saints. I believe in the Falcons. I think that they're on the right track. Like Tim said, they've got 2 great quarterbacks that they can kind of mirror each other, and they can build on this offense. They just need some more pieces. Yeah, exactly. Give me the Saints and give me that over. I think both these teams are scoring more than 21 apiece here.
Man, I like the Falcons as naming them as the replacements. I think it's really good.
I think it's a solid, yeah.
Marcus Mariota is your Shane Falco.
You might have just sold me. Maybe I'm back on the Falcons.
Right.
All right. 49ers, Bears, Bosa versus Fields. 41 sets the over and under. San Francisco, Tutty favorite, 7 points. Who you picking?
Which QB starting
That's a great
for
question.
the Niners there?
Coach Shanahan has not said.
Obviously I got the 49ers, but I don't even who's even on the Bears defense anymore. I think everybody chipped away at their defense.
Roquan Smith might be there.
I think he's still there for another year.
Yeah, but like he's on his last leg, but he's like he wasn't trying to be there first. Give me the Niners. I'm gonna give them 34-17. I think Justin Fields has a couple of flashes, but this is week 1, which means everybody's healthy for the 49ers. So, like, that's a problem. But give them until, like, we'll say probably like week 4 or 5. They'll level the playing field. But for now, since it's week 1, they coming in hot, coming in mad. So, trying to prove a point against the Bears. So, we'll see what happens, but I still give it to the Niners.
I'm going Niners as well. I think, you kind of hear a lot of chirping about like how Chicago just has a terrible roster. I think this is where we see it. I think Fields is going to be running for his life. I don't know if he can do all the running and the throwing. So I think Bosa is going to have a field day. I think 49ers will hit the over themselves. I think they're going to score 41 on the Bears. So yeah, I'm taking the over and I'm going San Fran.
That's a great call, Tim. Yeah, I would say the exact same thing. Niners, yeah, all day.
Yeah, it's a sweep. Get out the brooms. Give me the Niners. Sorry, Big Cat and the Bears. It just ain't your time. Sorry, Casa Grande. It's not your time either, brother. It'll come. Maybe. All right. Let's talk a little division here. I'm excited for this one.
Ooh. Interesting.
AFC defending champs going against Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers just named Project Mitch Trubisky as QB1, Pickens QB2, Mason Rudolph QB3. Over-under at 44.5. Cincinnati is a 6.5-point favorite. What do you guys take?
Where's it being played at?
Paul Brown Stadium, baby.
Ooh.
Cincinnati.
All right. So I'll give it to the Bengals. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to expect. You win a Super Bowl. You don't. You lose a Super Bowl. You coming in kind of mad. You're like, all right, now we got to do this all over again. Because just so you know, the streets are talking. They were like, had the Ravens been healthy how they were supposed to, y'all wouldn't even be in that position.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing they're probably here in the same streets. So maybe they're in hot like they're supposed to. Maybe. Or it could go on the other end, it could be the Mitchell Trubisky revenge tour. Just Michael Myers, the whole AFC. We'll see. But obviously, I give it to the Bengals. I'll give them 27-23. They make an exciting game to begin the season. And one fight.
Oh, for sure. Anytime Pittsburgh and Cincinnati get together, it's a fight.
I'm going Cincinnati. I know we've talked about it a few times, but Mike Tomlin has won a lot, but he's also won a lot with Ben. And I think things are going to look a little different for their offense. I mean, you can always rely on Najee Harris, but I feel like when you think of the Bengals, you just think of more of a high-powered offense. And it's kind of one of those deals where you got to try to match it or just have absolute shutdown D. So I'm giving it to the Bengals. I'm actually taking the under. But I think the Bengals handle it pretty easily.
This one's really close. I think, there's a lot of concerns with the Steelers secondary, so it could be a big passing day for the Bengals. But, there's been issues with the Bengals O-line, and the Steelers are strong with their all-pro pass rushers and Watt and Cameron Hayward. They got their run stoppers. Man, and I'm really just curious to see what Mitch can do with weapons and with Mike Tomlin at the helm, I think the Steelers steal one. I think they steal one. I think they just, I don't know. I think they make some plays on defense. They hang around. It's divisional. They get in a scrum in the third quarter. You know, there's got to be more upsets in week one than people are expecting. So this is one of them. I'm going to take Pittsburgh.
Do you think it's more Najee winning the game or Mitch winning the game, though? If it's going to be like, obviously they got.
Yeah, and that's a great question because Najee is going to set up Mitch for success for sure. So I think you probably give it to Najee Harris.
Shout out to you, Fitz. I know you just took the Steelers so we wouldn't have a sweep, so you wouldn't jinx us. So shout out to you, dude. I appreciate you. Give me Cincinnati. Let's go, baby. Joe Burrow puffing on that pack of Steelers, baby. Stealing what? What are they stealing? No one knows. No one uses steal anymore. Get them out of here. They're dead. Put the franchise through a table. Wipe my ass with that towel. All right.
I will say never doubt Joe Shiesty. That's one thing I've learned. Don't doubt Joe Shiesty.
Now, Tim, your team. The Lions hosting the Eagles. 48.5 is the over-under. Philly, 4-point favorite.
Ooh, I see a dogfight with this one. Lions have kind of won me over. Lions is like one of my close friends. That's his favorite team. So like whenever the Falcons would play the Lions, we would always watch it together and like just figure out which one of us is going to be heartbroken first. I'm not going to lie. I watched Hard Knocks for the Lions, and I'm not going to lie to you. I am not sold, but I still believe like they can be dogs within the season. But that Eagles defense, the way they wheeled and dealed and signed and Don and whoever they got, I think they got something special with like a whole bunch of young players. But because it's a young players, I think it's a lot closer than what a lot of people give it credit for. So I honestly see Eagles winning it 30-28.
Wow. That hurts, Devontae. No. I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I'm taking the over. Of course, I got to take the Lions. I think it's going to be a shootout. Preseason doesn't matter a whole lot, but there's been glimpses of our number ones going. And I got to say, our offense looks pretty good. Our defense is still, a little lackluster, but I think our offense can match the offense of Philly. I got to go with Honolulu Blue. Give me the Lions. I've been drinking Kool-Aid all dang day.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions. I'm not sold on the Eagles. They're a run-heavy team, and they were just not very balanced last year. I know they got A.J. Brown now. Devonta Smith in year 2 could be special, but I just don't know if Hurts is the answer for it. It's just hard to figure out this offense because they've got the air weapons, but they're still just so stuck with the ground game. So I like Detroit. I think they're more balanced offensively. I don't really know where they're at defensively, but I like them. Give it to them.
Are you kidding me, Fitz? Hurts throwing to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith out there. That offense is electric. It's amazing. But they're pissing like a puppy, so they're getting on the porch, baby. Give me the Lions.
I like that, Parker. Thank you. What a quote.
Yeah, for real. All right. 2 quarterbacks going at it, same class. Always will be compared to each other. Patriots, Dolphins, over-under set at 46.5. Miami 3-point favorite. What do you guys say?
Oh, shout out my boy Mike. He's been like him and another guy I went to high school with. They've been the only 2 Miami Dolphins fans like ever that I've known in life. Like we're all the same age, so like they were there with Ronnie Brown and Pat White, so I can't even call them fake. And I've been sold every day. He'll send me like a little clip from the Dolphins practice, and I'm like, why are you sending me this? And then I'm like, they don't look all bad. And then like you see, they actually a lot of the signings from the Dolphins went under the radar. So if their offense can't get it done, I'm expecting a lot of their defense. They still have Xavier Howard. I don't know what's going on with Byron Jones, but they probably got an answer for him at this point. But like they also eat off of their defensive line and linebackers. So you know what? Even though Bill Belichick probably has a cheat code somewhere in his half sleeve, I still give it to the Dolphins. What we gonna give it? 17-13. Dolphins.
Ooh, I like it. And I misspoke. 2020 was Tua. 2021 was Mac Jones. My apologies.
Mike Jones.
I'm kind of high on the Dolphins this year. I know they're getting the hype. I kind of think it's well deserved. I think they're the new kids on the block. They got the young gun head coach. They got some really great offensive talent. And we all kind of know the Dolphins have the New England Patriots number for some reason. It's usually at the end of the regular season, but I think the Dolphins are going to spoil the Patriots pretty early. I'm taking the under, but I'm taking the Dolphins.
I'm gonna take New England in this one. I trust Belichick. I really do, and especially when he has teams that don't really have like a lot of talent. Is sometimes those are the groups that actually win Bill a Super Bowl. So I'm not saying that the Patriots are going to win a Super Bowl, but I think they're going to do better than a lot of people are giving them credit. So yeah, I'll take the Patriots.
And Devontae Parker out there. You know, there's some Jabril Peppers is on defense. Marcus Jones at cornerback. There's some pieces there for Bill Belichick. He's 23-12 against Miami in his career. Make that 23-13. Dolphins get in the ring. Give me that Dolphins noise. Tyreek Hill gets it done.
Y'all hear like what they were saying about the receivers for the Patriots though? Like none of them can get separation. So it's like I wonder if that was like an undersell and they just air out everybody. We don't.
You know, Belichick's selling that to the media.
Yeah.
They're sandbagging hard.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about some Baltimore Ravens. Devin, I wish he was on here, but it is what it is, and I hit the wrong thing. Giants, Zach Wilson, the MILF Hunter, and Sauce Gardner taking on the Ravens, 44.5.
Jets or Giants?
Jets.
Yeah.
Who's hunting MILFs?
Yeah.
Jets.
So Jets versus Ravens, 44.5 is the over-under. Baltimore, 7-point favorite. Like he said, streets are talking. Baltimore's supposed to be the real deal this year. What do you say?
Yeah, I'll got Baltimore in this one, no question. But Jets got Joe Flacco in the center. We know. I forgot about that. Yeah, Joe Flacco on the center. But with the Ravens again, another healthy team in Week 1. Everybody's healthy in Week 1, so they coming out with some firepower. Just picked up Marcus Williams, let go Tony Jefferson, and picked up Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame in the draft. We'll see if he was actually worth all the hype. But regardless, Lamar Jackson is still one of them ones. So I'll give it to the Ravens in this one. Shoot, they probably come out strong. I'll give it to them 28-10. 20-10. Ravens.
Ooh.
I don't know what it is about the Jets. Actually, I think I do. When the Lions were hiring Dan Campbell, the Jets scored Rob Saleh, and that was the hot pick, and everyone was like, man, the Jets are doing big things. And since then, I have this weird vendetta against the Jets because Dan Campbell didn't get his love. So they're going to be the team this year that every game I will pick them to lose. I think they're going to get the goose egg. I'm going the Ravens. The Ravens themselves are covering. They're going to score the over. Give me the Ravens.
Man, be careful with the Ravens. Though. They'll win, but it'll be by a field goal.
That's true.
I don't know. I think that's always the case. I would think they'd win this one more handily. Be interesting if Flacco gets the start because then that's 3 quarterbacks in Week 1 playing against their former teams. We haven't touched Baker and Russell Wilson yet, but that could be a fun Week 1 thing. Regardless, I'm taking the Ravens.
I didn't even think about if Flacco gets QB start because Zach Wilson can't go. Man, that's tough. Look, he's bagging MILFs. He's bagging tutties. Give me the Ravens. I don't care if he poops himself or not. Lamar Jackson wins, baby. As much as I hate to say it, I think the Ravens are going to give us a dogfight for the division. They're going to lose, but they'll give us a dogfight. All right. The Commies taking on Touchdown Jesus and the Jags over on us at 44. Washington, 3-point favorite. What you saying the most exciting matchup this week?
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of those teams where, like, I have a little. It's kind of sad to say I have more expectations out of both these squads than I do my own team, just because of like the young talent coming through and the signings and stuff. I ain't gonna hold you. I think I'm gonna give it to Duval. Duval on this one. Give it to Duval. Give it to him 20-10. I think Trevor Lawrence is due for a pretty good season. Travis Etienne is back. I think they picked up somebody else, and James Robinson is still there. They broke the bank on Christian Kirk. Maybe they know something I don't, but we'll see what happens with that. They picked up Evan Ingram. Hopefully he got some stickum on his hands and give Trevor Lawrence some touchdowns. As far as Ron Rivera, he'll probably give him a dogfight, but I don't know. I'm a believer in Trevor in this one. So Duval got it.
I don't know. I can't get the taste of Urban Meyer's filth just out of my head. I think there's a lot more that they're trying to clean up down there. I think they have some good talent, but I really think Ron Rivera, he's got more time with his squad, and I think he's going to be able to pull it. I mean, it's Carson Wentz, so that's the biggest gamble of it all. But I'm going to go with Washington Commanders. I'm taking the under.
Well, I just in my 2 QB fantasy league, I was the last team to draft quarterbacks, and Trevor Lawrence is my QB 2. So I got a lot of hope riding on him. I don't know if it's stupid hope, but I have hope on Trevor Lawrence this year. But I like Washington. I think even though Lawrence might be a better fantasy quarterback, I think Wentz is going to win more games than the average quarterback this year. I think he's going to bounce back and be a key piece, and no better way to start with a home opener. So I'll take Washington.
He's got some competition at QB room, something he's not used to. A lot of young Doug's hipping at his heels, Tyler Heineke and Sam Howell. Tim, you said you're taking the under, and who you're taking else?
I'm taking the Commanders.
Uno reverse. Give me the Jaguars with the over.
Oh, all right. I like
No
it.
reason, just that. All right. Wentz's old team, the Colts, taking on the Texans. A guy who's familiar to you, Matt Ryan, leaving the Colts this year. Over under 46, Indy 8-point favorite. What you say, Keith?
So, Colts got it. This Matty Ice. Stop playing with him. But I will say, like, I've been keeping my eye out on Davis Mills. I like to call him Matt Ryan Jr. I feel like he has, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it was, but I think it was like how well he played despite. So I'm like, that sounds a lot like Matt Ryan right now. So, but Davis Mills does not have the Colts. The Colts have Shaquille Leonard, the real deal. They have Matty Ice with a good offensive line and some young receivers that fly, and a top 3 running back in the league right now that can block for him. So I'm like, yeah, it's no person. Colts got it. Score wise, they might put one over on them. I'll give them 30-14.
I'm going Colts as well. I have no facts or evidence to back this up, but I think this could be one of those upsets that Fitz was talking about. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know.
Go ahead and say it was Matt Ryan.
No, I've been on Matt Ryan for years. I've been saying he's a great quarterback. Parker said he's Matty Ice, he's melted, yada yada. I think Matt's a great quarterback. I don't know if it's the blunders of Carson Wentz of last year that I can't stop thinking about, and them just losing games, particularly to the Jags last year. I just have this weird feeling that the Texans could do it. I'm going the Colts, but if I was a risky bet man, I would go with the Texans. It's weird. I know. I don't get it. I don't.
I
Get
put
it.
$5 on it. I feel you.
Nah, I'd take Indy. I think Jonathan Taylor's gonna have like 260 yards or something. It's gonna be crazy. He's just gonna have a field day. There's no better fantasy running back in a week 1 matchup like this against the garbage Texans. Yeah, Taylor all day, Colts.
Also, just remember, even if Jonathan Taylor gets tired or he catches a cramp, they still have Philip Lindsay, Naheem Hines, and it was a guy that he played for Oregon. They drafted him, the running back from Oregon. So it's like a deep running back. So, yeah.
That's dangerous. Long neck Mills out there for Houston. Not enough, man. Not enough. Give me the Colts. Too much talent. I'm not going to touch over-under. I think Indy rolls here. Matty Ice, yes, he's melted, but this game means nothing, so it's okay. Revenge game. Something we've talked a lot about. Baker taking on his final team. Fitz was quoted saying, I don't think this is going to happen, but if Baker gets QB1 nod week 1, we're in for some fireworks. Boys, we're in for it. Baker is QB1. Myles Garrett. Baker says, you done fucked up, Cleveland. Myles Garrett said, ? Did we? We'll see. Over-under set at 40.5. Carolina, 2.5-point favorite. It's played in Charlotte. What do you guys say?
It's played in BOA. That's home field advantage. But I will say, Jacoby Brissett, he has won games. He has won a few. And then, my question is, will Matt Rule be able to get it together? Even though I don't know what's going on with the Browns offense at all. I don't even know who's Amari Cooper. What do you do? But I don't know what else is going on with the offense. Defensive wise, I know they have studs at cornerback and Greedy, Denzel Ward, and whoever they have at their safeties. They have a pretty good defense. They also have Myles Garrett. So will Matt Rule get it together enough to make it past the Browns defense? Which is why I say it's going to be another dogfight, like a random dogfight, even though they're saying, who's the Browns? We in Charlotte, 704. No, so be careful. I'm going to give it 17-14 Panthers.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm going Panthers as well. Kind of like what Devontae, what you were saying. I just don't know how the Browns get it done offensively other than just running the ball. I mean, they got 2 horses. Those are men among boys back there with Chubb and Kareem Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you utilize Amari Cooper? I just don't get it. So I'm going with the Panthers. I think it's going to be kind of pretty gritty. I think we're going to see some big hits, but give me the Panthers. Let's go. I'm taking the under, by the way.
Yeah, that's a good call, Tim. I like Baker. I think this is a good start for them because I don't think Cleveland's strong, as we've all been kind of saying here. I like the Panthers' defense. I think that's one strength for them. And it's not really a lot of well-known names, but I think they're playing really well. So I like the Panthers in week 1. I think they struggle this season, but they get week 1 done.
Myles Garrett's been watching film. He saw Aaron Donald wield not 1 but 2 helmets and tried to decapitate somebody. He's practicing 3 helmets. He's trying to get it down.
One in the mouth.
That's right. Headbutt with it. Baker Mayfield says, "Not so fast. I'm gonna stab you in the heart with my flag as I plant it in the Bank of America." Give me the Panthers. I think they roll. Keith, I love your score. You said it's a low-scoring affair. I agree.
Yeah. I'm not a Baker believer at all, and I definitely don't see him getting revenge like that. He hasn't done it since college. I don't think he'll do it now.
I agree, 100%. I don't know what happened to our. There it is. All right, Derrick Henry, Saquon taking on Giants, Tennessee. 45.5 is over under. Tennessee 5.5-point favorite. It's played in Nashville. What do you guys say?
It should be easy just because of Derrick Henry. But there's also questions with the receivers in Tennessee. I think it's Nick Westbrook, Akeem, and Robert Woods, and they drafted Traylon Burks. I guess he's supposed to be good. But outside of Derrick Henry, who's coming off, actually, Derrick Henry might be on his revenge tour. And Giants defense wasn't that bad. Like, they had their sparks. Maybe this is the year they get it together. You know what? Yeah, I'll roll the dice. There's no money involved. You know, I'm used to being the one with the hot takes. Give me the Giants. 17 to something strange. 17 to 15.
I love how you just talked yourself into that, Keith. I love it.
Yeah, like I've been following them just because like I love watching Kadarius Toney play, and they picked up another guy, Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't know how much he's going to be in the offense, but Saquon's healthy. Apparently they have a new attitude, so let's see where this new attitude takes them. I'm gonna give it to them.
I'm going with the Titans. Really, the only thing I really would care to see out of this game would be Thibodeau, and to see like how he looks, and because I was kind of high on him for a little while during the draft, and I was like, you know, if Aiden falls to us, I want Aiden, but I was like, Thibodeau though.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see him up against the Titans offense and see if there's any sparks or if it's just, you know, one of those gritty games. But go ahead and give me the Titans, taking the under.
Man, I would love to take the Giants. I like that call, Devontae.
Just do it, man.
Just because
do it.
I know. I think Saquon is due for a good year. I was off the Danny Dimes train. Like I can't keep hopping back on. Like I'm just waiting for it to work, but it hasn't worked. So because I don't want to jinx them, I'll take the Titans. But I do think it's a close game. Like with the spread there, you could be creative and just taking Giants to
cover.
Cover, yeah.
Fitz, I hear you, but like your Danny Dimes sharing, that's a terrible take. Give me the Titans to cover this. I think 7 points is the way this thing goes. I think it's a close game, but I just think Titans cover backdoor here. They get a late touchdown with King Henry. All right. Let's move on. Fitz, your team. I just shitted on you, so it's your time to get it back here. Packers, Minnesota Vikings over on us at 47. Green Bay, 1.5 point favorite. What do you say?
I'll give it to the Packers. It kind of sucks to say, like, I don't know. Now that I'm excited to see like how Aaron Rodgers takes change within his offense. You know what I'm saying? Usually he's been stuck with the same receivers for the longest time. And now he has receivers he actually has to build up. So we can look at this as like his test year. Like, did you really deserve those MVPs, or were you just, you know, kind of floating on by? So I'm excited to see how he reacts to the new receivers and Romeo Dubes, however you say his name, and
Dubs.
Christian Watson. I'm more excited to see him than Romeo. I don't know what they have for defense, but again, I just know it's the Packers, and I also know it's against Kirk Cousins. So I'll give it to the Packers. 35-30. 35-30.
I'm sorry, Fitz. I just want to preface with that. I got to go the Vikings. I don't know. I think I'm just Aaron Rodgers hater at this point.
I feel that.
I think I don't know.
All right, Skip Bayless. All right.
No. I really do think so. Similar to, well, not so similar to the Dolphins. I think, you know, Zimmer's out. Zimmer's been out. So this is kind of a new regime, so to speak. And we know that the Vikings have some good talent offensively. Defensively, I'm not sure where they stand. I think they win, and I think it's probably by a last-second field goal. I think it's I don't know. Give me the Vikings. I'm sorry, Fitz.
Yeah. Well, I think the strength for the Packers this year is defense. And really, I think they could have one of the best secondaries in football. So that's the battle in this one is guarding Jefferson and Thielen, Irv Smith is that secondary covering. But we've also been decent at stopping the run. We've improved in that area as well.
Mm-hmm.
So Dalvin Cook, I mean, that's the tall order is can we shut down Dalvin Cook on those third down conversions? Because when he's converting on those, it's killing us. But I think we can do that. As far as offense, I'm excited. Devontae's, like you're saying, is we've always seen him he's always got some veteran receivers. And I would say Aaron Rodgers does build up young receivers. Like he built up Jordy Nelson. He built up Randall Cobb. He built up Devontae Adams, who led the league in drops as a rookie. So, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, he's developed those players. And I always hate that when people are like, oh, he's not going to – like, I'm already seeing Romeo Doubs. I'm like, dude, this is Donald Driver 2.0. Like, no one's going to tackle this guy. So I'm high on Doubs. Rodgers has developed Lazard, and I think Lazard has a real chance now. I think Lazard can just have a nose for the end zone. Obviously, you know, you're not going to replace the greatest Packers receiver of all time in Devontae Adams with one person, but I think by committee should be exciting to see. Oh, and it helps you got the best running backs in football. Oh, and I think the best left tackle is coming back. David Bakhtiari is supposed to start. So I'm all in on the Packers. Everyone else can hate. Really excited to see this team. It's going to be different, but it's going to be a special season for sure. So go Pack, go.
Well, I'm glad Fitz had his Packers pod there for a second. No, give me the cheeseheads. Give me Aaron Rodgers. Been taking some supplements, legal, illegal, don't matter. I think he's found his way just for internal happiness. And how are you the most happy about winning damn games? You like that, Kirk Cousins? He's saying it right back to him. Give me the villain, Aaron Rodgers. All right, a couple more games here, then we'll get out of here. A huge, huge game, just with offensive explosion here. Kansas City, Arizona. Arizona, 4.5-point dog to Kansas City. 53.5 is the over/under. What do you guys say?
I gave it to Patrick Mahomes. I don't know. Like I don't know what to expect out of Kyler Murray at this point. I mean, I know they made him put the game down for a little bit, but you know, it's Patrick Mahomes, bro. It's Patrick Mahomes, and he has his own little set of new receivers. So they got Juju. I'm trying to see something out of Juju because, like, I've hated him ever since I saw him on the internet. So maybe he gets out of that since Jackson Mahomes has taken the internet stardom. So if he can focus on the field and put up numbers like he used to, then I'm all for it. So I got the Chiefs. This is Aaron. I mean, this is Patrick Mahomes. We got 28-13 Chiefs.
Ooh. I'm going Chiefs too. D-Hop is still out for 6 games, right?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
4 or 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know if they could overcome the Chiefs without D-Hop. So go ahead and give me the Chiefs.
Man, it's hard to go against the Chiefs. This is one year that I feel like I don't know if it's just with Tyreek Hill leaving, but I feel like the Chiefs are not going to be as strong as they've been. Their division is probably the most competitive it's been just in a long time. So I think that's where I feel like the Chiefs are out of those teams. I think they're the bottom, but all 4 of those teams could make the playoffs as well. So I'll take the Chiefs. I trust Andy Reid. I feel like he'll have ways to stabilize Murray, and yeah, Mahomes will get it done in the end. So yeah, it's a good week 1 matchup for them. I'll take the Chiefs.
It's a great week 1 matchup. Give me the Chiefs as well, Fitz. I'm sipping that Kool-Aid you're sipping on. I like the over here. I think both these teams are going to score. Call of Duty hasn't dropped yet, the new one. So Kyler Murray's locked in. He's focused here. Give me Mahomes. All right, and Caleb says you're crazy. Rodgers made every receiver he's ever had. Put some respect on that man.
He didn't make.
He didn't make Driver though. You
Yeah,
gotta give credit to
Yeah, but
Brett
that was only
Favre.
what 2 seasons, 1 season with Driver.
Greg Jennings.
Greg Jennings. Who was it?
How many seasons did he play with
Michael
those cats?
Finley?
Like 1 or 2?
He played against, he played with Driver till 2014. I think Jennings like 2015 or.
You sure?
I'm just saying Favre made those guys up. Gotta give him credit.
All right. AFC West, let's continue with that division. Raiders, Chargers, over on us at 53. LA, 3.5-point favorite. What do you guys say? Car or Air Bear?
I decided, Falcons, that's my team, but as far as the AFC team, I chose the Chargers. Don't know why. I think Madden has something to do with it, but I'll choose the Chargers in this one. I'm excited to see Derek Carr and Devontae Adams finally link back up. I want to see what it's like now that they're in the league, because they did numbers in Fresno, so we'll see if they still have that same connection. But the Chargers over the offseason, man, on paper, just like with the Eagles, on paper, they look like dogs out there. So, and then I've been seeing videos and stuff of Justin Herbert. He's gotten a little bigger. Maybe he can shake off a few sacks or something like that. The Raiders haven't been really known for their pass rush, so that'll give them time, which means that Keenan Allen, he's not the fastest receiver, so he'll probably be able to get open. So I'll give it to the Chargers, probably low scoring. I'll give it 24-18 Chargers.
I think this is one of those matchups this week that you just toss a coin. I think I'm leaning more towards the Raiders. I do like the pieces that the Chargers have put around them this offseason, but I don't know. We got this joke that Derek Carr, he grows stronger as his hair starts growing longer, and I think this is the start. I think his hair gets a few more inches longer this game, and I think he just really pulls one out. So go ahead and give me the Raiders. The over.
Yeah, well, this is where Justin Herbert's season ended last year. Was the game that should have ended in a tie, and the Raiders kick a field goal and clinch the playoffs and kick the Chargers to the curb. So I think Herbert's got a little extra fire against the Raiders, especially in this first game. It's in LA. I like the Chargers. I like both these teams, though. I think they could finish top 2 in their division, but I'll take the Chargers week 1.
This is a game I'm excited for. Tim, I think you're right. You flip a coin, and you're going to determine your winner here. LA playing Thursday with the Rams, followed by Sunday with the Chargers. Dodgers are playing the same day. There's a lot going on in LA. For that matter, I think fans are not going to be in attendance in LA like they usually would. Give me the Raiders to get it done. Derek Carr, that offense, Devontae Adams reunited. It feels so good. Give me the Raiders. I like the over, too. I think a lot of points are going to be scored. Sunday night matchup. Dak, Tom, Buccaneers, Cowboys, 50 over under, Tampa Bay, 2.5-point favorite. What do we say?
Ooh, another 2 hated teams. No, I remember last year. I didn't know what to expect. I did not expect the Cowboys to do numbers how they did last year. And come to think about it, I don't even know how it happened. I guess it was defense. So they still have pretty much the same defense. Take out Randy Gregory, add in somebody. You still got Michael Parsons, he's better at this point, but it's still Tom Brady. He still has the two top receivers in Godwin and Evans. He got and Julio Jones for whatever reason, and Russell Gage. And who did they get? They got Kyle Rudolph from the Vikings. So it's like they're giving Tom Brady all these weapons. And then they made Leonard Fournette cut weight, I'm guessing.
Yep.
And the Bucs still have their defense. So it's like, what's his name? Mike McCarthy. He has a tall order. So, but hopefully the Cowboys make it a game. But I still got to give it to the Buccaneers. Let's do it 35-34. 35.
Things Bucks have a lot of injuries, I think, right now, and Dallas has been looking pretty good. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to stop. I couldn't do it anymore. Dallas is gonna get their ass kicked. Golly, I mean, what do they have? Show it to me, prove it to us, do something. I will say this offseason, I feel like there hasn't been as much Dallas hype. Maybe that's just I haven't had my YouTube playing, or I don't know what it has been, but I just feel like I hadn't been hearing a lot about them, which I prefer. The less I hear about them, the better for me. So
TBH.
yeah, give me the Buccaneers. I think they'll trounce them, and then I think Brady might take another 11-day hiatus after this just to celebrate.
Yeah, the thing with Dallas was defensively last year, they were top of the league. I think they led the league in generating turnovers, but they were bottom of the league in giving up yards. And I just think that's a recipe for disaster. Like we're all thinking like, oh, Dallas defense is good. It's like if they're not getting those turnovers, they're gonna get torn apart. So, and Brady is the mastermind behind that. I think Brady just gives the defense a lot of headache. But I'm curious to see what Zeke can do this year. I've been waiting for Zeke to kind of get back to just having like a career season again, just because I feel like he's that running back that would do it. Like he'll like be top of the league when he's 28 or 29. But
how old is he now?
we'll see. He's like 27 right now, I think.
That's crazy.
He's getting up there for running backs. But I am definitely taking Tampa this one.
You guys are crazy. Caleb saying Micah Parsons and the Big D rips Tom apart. Just demolish the O-line. We shocked the world. Roll Cowboys.
Make me feel like
Caleb, I love the energy. I love the enthusiasm. I gotta go Bucks, man. I'm sorry. I think it's a hell of a game. Give me the Bucks, though. I like the over, though. I'm gonna tickle the over. Last game, Monday Night Football.
It's like that doesn't happen. Like he's gonna be on live. I told you guys.
Yeah, I know
100%.
Crazy. Monday Night Football, Broncos Nation. Let's ride. Russell Wilson taking on his former team, the Seahawks, over under set at 44. Denver 6.5 point favorite. Keith, what do you say?
Ooh. And Gino they trust. So we'll see how that goes. But Russ, what he say? Let's ride. Let's ride. We'll see how that goes. I don't know how Pete Carroll's mind would work, but I feel like he would have sort of an answer for Russell Wilson. But at the same time, like now they have like sort of a two-headed monster at running back with Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon on some days. Then who else they have? They have pretty good wide receivers. Honestly, it seems like the same team is playing each other, except the Broncos is a little bit better. So because of that little bit better, I think they take it probably low scoring. I'll give them 17-13. Broncos.
Don't hate it.
I'm going Broncos. I don't know. I just really don't have any points to add. I think the Broncos are going to win.
How does Seattle not have a quarterback? That is my question. Like there are so many teams. There's so many teams that I see that have like two quarterbacks, or like a solid starter. And like, oh, like, like I look at even like the Steelers, like, oh, they got Mitch and Kenny Pickett. Like, okay, like they got some guys there. Seattle just doesn't have a quarterback. Like I look at them, like they got nothing. So I don't know if there's any hope for Seattle this year. I'm taking Denver by a ton.
I'm taking Denver as well. I'm with you. Like, how do you not have a quarterback by now? Give me the Broncos. Let's ride. That's all our NFL picks. Yeah. We're going to do pub parlay. I know this has been a longer episode. We're going to speed through pub parlay. We're going to do a random question. We're going to get out of here. Longer episode. Longest episode we've done in a long time. But NFL's back, so it deserved its spotlight. I apologize. All right. Pub parlay. We can do anything this weekend. You guys just let us know if we got a date, and we're going to hit it hard. Every time. I'm gonna label it 1 year. All right. Who wants to start us off? All right, I'm gonna take the reins. You guys follow suit. This is a banger. This is winning. Number 24, Tennessee, taking on number 17, Pittsburgh. It's in Pittsburgh. It's at Heinz Field. 3:30 kickoff. Let's go Vols. Give me the Tennessee Volunteers to win.
Okay. Noted. Do we get a Jay Gray sip of death this week or not?
It'll be out for a Saturday episode.
What the heck?
I gotta go Astros over Los Angeles on Saturday.
That's a ballsy pick.
Yep, doing it.
Which LA are they playing? They're playing Dodgers?
Angels, sir.
Oh, okay. That's not all right. We feel good. Let's go.
Hey man, I got one. I don't know. I'm just feeling it. You got Wake Forest and Vandy. I'm taking Vandy on this one.
Vandy was in a shootout with Elon.
I'm taking Vandy on this one.
All right.
I'll deal with the consequences later.
And it's me. I can't take soccer. I don't think I can take soccer. We gotta stop finishing on Fitz because I.
Oh God, we forgot. Oh, what are we doing?
It's all right.
Last week was a nightmare.
We took App State in our parlay. I think that was Jay Gray or Devin, one of the two, and it wrecked us. So it's okay. It's not how you start; it's how you finish.
That's true. What about Kentucky over Florida?
Who are you thinking?
Take Kentucky.
Yo, what?
Why not? Kentucky's number 20.
It's in the swamp, though. We just saw a 7
Hey, man,
Utah
clip
going
it.
there.
Clip it. I don't know. He must know something that we don't. Clip it.
All right, let's ride, baby.
I'll tell you, when's Kentucky been this good before?
Are they that good? We're taking it. Whatever.
Go for it.
I love it. Either we're making a shit ton of money this week or we're making nothing. So that's how I like it. All right, random question. Anybody got one for us?
Random question.
All right. I got one. You like it? Keep it. Not throw it right back. Best fast food breakfast. Got to have a drive-through.
Oh. This really shouldn't be that hard. I don't think it is that hard, but you know what? I'll start. Even though, like, it's sort of like, you know, when you get older and it's like certain liquors you don't touch, like Bernasties and stuff. That's McDonald's at this phase of life. It's like you do it in secret. You got to chase and stuff. And just go through the line and get you a fresh, hot hash brown. And you can do it online now. You got to get the online order, waiting curbside, get you a hash brown. So McDonald's has it just for that reason.
Hey,
hash brown and the griddle. 2 of them.
You hit it right in the head. Like, yeah, certain ages. Oof.
I feel like Bojangles has a pretty decent breakfast, especially like during a hangover. I feel like if you get like a chicken biscuit, but the trick with the chicken biscuit is you also got to get barbecue sauce. I know it's weird in the morning, but if you do it, you got to lather that puppy up in barbecue sauce. Next time you're hungover, try it. It's a game changer.
All right, what do you put barbecue sauce on? What is this?
The chicken biscuit?
Just the regular or the spicy?
Oh, you can do whatever. I usually just do the spicy, but chicken biscuit.
Wake it up. That'll wake it up. I might have to try that. I usually just do honey mustard.
I'd say Chick-fil-A. Can't go wrong with the chicken minis and the hash browns.
Not a Chick-fil-A.
I don't know. I'm not a big fast food for breakfast guy.
Yeah.
That's the other thing.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, when we hit a road trip to Columbia for South Carolina game this fall, We're going to hit some drive-through breakfast. I feel. Caleb says McDonald's McGriddle. That's his one.
Hey.
That's a clutch one.
It's a good one.
Every time I think of McDonald's breakfast, I think of Big Daddy when he tries to get there and they close.
So iconic.
Look at this kid, a Happy Meal.
Man, I'm gonna go with. I had it for the first time this weekend. It was damn good. Give me Biscuitville.
Oh,
Eggs, cheese, bacon.
dang!
It's good.
Nice.
Good.
Good days.
Hey, that's going to do it for episode 117. Longer episode. Had a lot of stuff to cover. Great picks. We'll speed up as the season goes on. But, Keith, thanks again for hopping on, dude. Always love having you. You're welcome back anytime. This is your time. Plug whatever you want to. And let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. My bad. No, thank you for having me, man. Thank you. Shout out for the score always. Shout out Pack. Pack is back. No matter what your friends say, Pack is back. But as always, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for having me. I will be back soon. Sooner rather than later, though.
My man.
Bye.
Have a wonderful time. See ya. And a bet go well. Get the J Gray wave too.
A man of the people.
Wow, I
the man
think
does it all.
Fitz is the only person to reference the 2004 Pistons other than myself. Wow.
Yeah, I was about to say, hold on.
Thank you, Evan. That brightened my evening.
Well, I don't tie it in.
I'm just going to go out and say it. Joey Chestnut has to be on the pub.
Tim, I'm gonna try to talk about the Pistons.
I mean,
Has to be.
Dramatic, man.
you try to what?
How's the journey?
I'm gonna
It's
try to
magic
talk
in
about the
September.
Pistons.
It's like one of the
Okay,
hottest
okay.
athletes in the
Pistons
world.
again.
So
the
you
way
want
that-
to talk about putting a
That
team
St.
on
Brown
your back?
card sold for
Luka
$120.
is Larry Bird reincarnated.
I know.
This man might get it done.
That's not
I'm
even.
glad I didn't get in a bidding war there.
I'm a dumbass.
Georgia,
I'm
Love
flipping
that
that.
clip.
Georgia's
Such a
second.
good clip.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
10 seconds.
Tim, next week, we've got your lines or your hard nut corner coming back strong. I didn't forget.
No, it's okay. I figured this episode would be huge.
Yeah. And then Fitz, we got your dumbass coming next week. Your dumbass of the
Dumbass
week.
of the
So
week.
be prepared to deliver on it.
Let's go.
Okay, I'll start doing